What's up, everybody? It's Billy Briz back at it again with the Week 11 DFS video for Draftkings Fanduel. And if you're looking for a book, use mybookie.ag promo code Pub Sports Radio. And make sure you check out the merch on the site. Finally got my Pub Sports Radio t-shirt in there. That's over on the website. But let's get into this video and talk about the top stacks on this slate. First things first, I'm going to talk about this Atlanta-New Orleans game and what to do about this Taysom Hill situation. I feel like Taysom Hill, automatic play on FanDuel at the tight end position, but on DK, he's listed as a quarterback. So I would say he's cash game viable, but I don't really see the ceiling for him here at $44,800. If he allows you to get in all the plays that you want, then go ahead by any means and play him. But I'll be looking somewhere else for my quarterback position. But on FanDuel, automatic lock, free square at the tight end position at $4,500. But my favorite game stack of the week, let's talk about the first one of the week right here, is going to be this New England and Houston game right here. We got Deshaun Watson at $6,500. That's one of my favorite quarterback plays of this slate. Patriots run a lot of man coverage, and with the man coverage, that means the quarterback's back is facing the quarterback, so it allows the quarterback to have like a certain amount of rushing floor if it's a rushing quarterback, and that's the reason why I love Deshaun Watson here at the spot, $6,500, and a not a bad price tag at all over on FanDuel at $7,700. I feel like he'll be a chalky play over on FanDuel too, also as well. And let's talk about Cam Newton. Cam Newton, $6,200. I kind of like him more on FanDuel where you're chasing for that touchdown upside. But neitherless, $6,200 and too bad of a price tag here for Cam Newton. But I so rather play Watson. Cam Newton is only viable on FanDuel. He just missed the cut for me for my lineups this week. The running back situation here, I love Duke Johnson here. He burned everybody last week, so it'll be interesting to see if people go back down the well here with Duke Johnson. But for $5,400, he's popping up as one of the best point per dollar plays here in this spot. So if you don't pick Deshaun Watson, maybe you want to pick Duke Johnson as the running back over there. And then the wide receivers in this game, juicy wide receivers. Will Fuller at $6,200 is a really good play, but might like Brandon Cooks a little bit more at a cheaper price tag, but neitherless, Will Fuller, great for game stacks here. Brandon Cooks at $5,200. I like him just a tad bit more because of the target share isn't reflective of the price tag. Brandon Cooks, $5,200, really good play. Very cash game viable here. And then I think the best play of the slate for the wide receiver position is Jacoby Myers. He's just been eating at this target share for the New England Patriots, man. It's only like their offense is basically like run the football or pass it to Jacoby Myers coming out the slot. He's just been crushing it for targets week after week after week in yards. The only bad thing is Cam Newton still has not, I think, thrown for a touchdown for a wide receiver. I think maybe only one with Demir Bird this year, but Jacoby Myers, no touchdowns on the season. But I think he has one of the safest wide receiver floors, $4,900, and then $6,000 flat at FanDuel. That is one of my favorite game stacks of the week right there. You could play like I said, you could put in Watson, play Fuller, Myers, Cooks, get in some of those chalky running backs. As I will talk about, my second favorite game stack of the week right here is going to be this Dallas and Minnesota game, man. Dallas is getting back their backup quarterback, Andy Dalton. He's good to go for this week. So it raises up the pass catching options for Dallas as a run back. I think Dalvin Cook is the best pay up option on the slate for the running back position here. Dalvin Cook, $9,000. Absolute smash spot here. Very cash game viable, I probably will be overweight on him in GPPs also as well. There's not a lot of good pay up running backs, I feel like, on this slate, but Dalvin Cook will definitely get the job done for you here. And then at the wide receiver position, I kind of leaning towards Justin Jefferson over Adam Thielen. I know Adam Thielen had the double touchdown day, but Justin Jefferson's yards have been so safe this year. Man, he's been absolutely crushing his receiving floor game by game. Last game on that island game against Chicago, he had 10 targets, 8 receptions, 135 yards. The Atlanta game was also a crazy game. The Houston game was also a crazy game. The Tennessee game was also a crazy game. Long story short, Justin Jefferson, a lot of crazy games in there. Very viable at $6,000. And then over on FanDuel, I think he's $6,800. Also, for the Dallas side of the ball, if you're looking for a bring back, Amari Cooper on DK, way too cheap at $5,400. I think this is the cheapest price tag you're going to get on Amari Cooper all year. It's been coming down of recent, but like I said earlier when I talked about this game stack, Andy Dalton is back, so I feel like it definitely changes the landscape of this offense and boosts the ceiling of the pass catching options. Man, I'm telling you, man, DiNucci and Gilbert were absolutely horrendous for this Dallas Cowboys team. And also, we got CD Lamb, $5,000. I kind of like CD just a little bit more over on FanDuel at a little suppressed price tag there. I kind of like that little wide receiver spot on FD. But needless to say, CD Lamb pops up as a really good point per dollar play at the wide receiver position at $5,000. A great, because if you're going to play Dalvin Cook, you're either going to want to have him as like a single play or as like a stack type of play here. And there's a lot of good plays in this Dallas-Minnesota game and a different one-offs. One game that I'm going to not talk about here is this Green Bay-Indianapolis game. I'm going to fade Devontae Adams again this week. I just don't like the spot for him this week. I know this is the highest game point total on the board this week after that Atlanta one came down a little bit after Taysom Hill got ruled as the starting quarterback. But Green Bay, Indianapolis, kind of a game I want to stay away from here. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is overpriced. Maybe play Aaron Jones if you want to go down that route. Or I just feel like the pace of this game isn't what people are going to expect it to be like. But if there's one player that I do really, really, really like from this game that isn't named Devontae Adams or Aaron Jones, is going to be Michael Pittman Jr. at $4,500 on DK. And then I forget his FanDuel price off the top of my head, but I think it's $5,500. So it is a really good price tag here for Michael Pittman Jr. He's looking to emerge as the Colts' number one wide receiver. And if Jair Alexander is out again, Michael Pittman Jr. should be eating here in this spot. That's the one spot that I do like from that game. And then the last game stack that I'm going to talk about is this Jets and not the Jets game, but I think there's a lot of good plays from this game. It's this Baltimore-Tennessee game. I feel like Derrick Henry is a great leverage pivot off of a chalky Dalvin Cook this week. You could plug him in, and then I feel like Lamar Jackson's one of the best pay-up quarterback options this week. One of these weeks, it's going to pay off stacking Lamar Jackson with Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews here. But I love Lamar Jackson here in this spot. Tennessee's defense has been absolutely horrendous these last couple of weeks. So maybe some people have a nasty taste in their mouth because the Ravens busted up their Sunday parlays last week. But not me, man. I like Lamar Jackson here in this spot. I'll be sure to stack him with his number one receiver here, Marquise Brown. Definitely one of the air yard leaders this year. He's definitely due for a big game up on one of these upcoming weeks. So definitely don't miss out here at $5,800. That's a good price tag. And then also Mark Andrews, $4,900. On FanDuel, you're kind of want to play Taysom Hill. You want to smash that spot. And Mark Andrews, $4,900 is a really, 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 really good play on DK. Skywalker DFS, he said, Billy Bills, what's up, Sky? Sky, man, I'm going to slide into DMs. We had a cage match. That was the last cage match. But I want to run it back for Thanksgiving, give some people some Thanksgiving content. So I'll definitely be sliding in your DMs talking to you about that. Get a little Thanksgiving video over here on Pub going. Those are the top stacks of the week for me. when it goes to the running back position, man, the running back position just turned out to be really ugly this week with DeAndre Swift being out. And one of the running backs I really do like, though, one of my studs of the slate here is Mike Davis against Carolina. Is a really good spot for Mike Davis. And then one of the cheaper running backs that I'm also looking at is what is his name? Kalen Ballage at $5,600. Kalen Ballage is kind of emerging himself to be the starting running back for the Chargers. Joshua Kelly's kind of looking like dust, and Justin Jackson's hurt. So believe Kalen Ballage should be the primary back here for the Chargers in a really good spot against the Jets in LA too, also as well. So we don't have to worry about the weather situation. And at the wide receiver position, the studs that I'm looking at for this slate is Terry McLaurin, $6,900. Terry McLaurin's in a really good spot here against Cincinnati. And then on the other side of the ball, we got Tyler Boyd. I love Tyler Boyd here in this spot. Joe Burrow's been absolutely airing out the ball and giving a ceiling for his pass catching options here. Tyler Boyd being the number one out of all of them, $5,600. Price tag way too cheap. Also, another wide receiver that I'm looking at for this slate is Denzel Mims of the New York Jets at $3,300. I feel like this is way too cheap of a price tag for him. He's just been having a crazy amount of target share. And if you're looking to run that Chargers stack of Herbert, Keenan, and Hunter Henry to bring back would definitely be Denzel Mims here in this spot. I love Denzel Mims at $3,300. And let's talk about tight end on the slate since we're not on FanDuel and it's not Taysom Hill week over here. My favorite tight end for cash, man, ugly enough to say, maybe Logan Thomas at $3,300. Pretty cheap price tag here. Also, another tight end that I'm looking at for this slate, Hunter Henry. Like I said, I love this spot for him. Jets, just really bad defense. Also, Mark Andrews, $4,900. I feel like Mark Andrews is honestly the best tight end play of the slate for DK. But let's use dailyfantasyfuel.com/NFL. This is the tool that I like to use, free tool that I like to use for my single entry and 3 max lineups. So I have the DraftKings section pulled up here. Let's talk about the guys that we want to really lock onto for a stack. We're going to put in Dalvin Cook, and then we're going to put in Lamar Jackson. We're going to put in Henry. And we're going to just press optimize, see what we get out of here. This is the different type of things that I like to play around with on this website. It gives you 3 different lineups. Some of these lineups I like. Maybe I would switch out AJ Green for a guy like we talked about in the video, Denzel Mims, and switched out Adam Thielen for like Justin Jefferson, and then keep Jacoby Myers in there. Maybe switch that up a little bit because I want to have more correlation in that lineup. But let's go over to the FanDuel section and see what we can chop up over here on FanDuel. It's a really good tool to use. It's a free tool. You can play around with this tool. I find myself lost in a couple of hours before slate the night of and just playing around with stuff, messing around with things because the other optimizers I use for like 150 max and 20 max lineups and stuff like that, this is more of like a single entry type of view. For this one, we're going to plug in Taysom Hill. I'll give you my core 4 plays on FanDuel. We'll go Taysom Hill, Dalvin Cook, Mike Davis, and Keenan Allen. And then we're going to press optimize here, see what lineups we can get. Yeah, this is a really nice lineup here. This lineup has Deshaun Watson, Dalvin Cook, Mike Davis, Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, Robbie Anderson, Taysom Hill, Kalen Ballage, Bengals defense. Didn't really talk about defenses too much this week, but you know how that goes. It's very random. This one here is a pretty good lineup. I'll probably switch Jakeem Grant out for a guy like Marquise Brown to get more correlation, and would probably drop down from Robbie Anderson. One thing that I would say before I close out on this video and show you this third lineup is I feel like one of the sneaky ways to get different this week is putting a wide receiver in a flex. I usually don't recommend that because you want to get the highest floor possible. So that's playing the 3 running backs that are going to have the highest amount of volume on the slate. But in general, this week, man, I don't know, man. I have a different opinion about it. I'll probably be playing a lot more wide receivers in the flex than I normally usually do. But that's my breakdown for week 11. Draftkings and FanDuel. Make sure you check out Talking Hands tonight, and make sure you check out the UFC live stream for UFC 255, Figueroa versus Perez. And make sure you head over to Pub Sports Radio and get your merch, baby. Get your merch. And if you're looking for a book, use mybookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports Radio. Billy Briz. Make sure you follow me over on Twitter. I'm out.